Okay, welcome back. If you watched the last workshop segment, we were discussing LinkedIn and the benefits of using some kind of a private mailbox company like the UPS store or mailboxes, etc., or any of those private entities that can serve as a secondary or primary address for you on all of your public record documentation. Now we're on the next segment. We're going to talk about Facebook. I alluded to that in the last segment, and here we are. So Facebook is very popularly used among adults, and it's used a lot for business marketing. So if you have a personal business or small business, you have to have a Facebook account. That's really, you can't really operate a small business these days without a social media presence, and Facebook is still one of the keys, ways of marketing yourself. Now, in the upper right-hand corner, as you can see up here above me, there's a little white padlock icon, and that's what you'll click on to determine your privacy settings and who can contact you and who can see your stuff. Now, there's a link right at the very top of that little drop-down menu, and that link gives you the option to do what's called a privacy checkup in there. In the interest of being user-friendly and so forth for the general public, they've created this privacy checkup to make you feel good about yourself. And what they're saying is, we want your information to be public. Facebook wants your information to be public because, again, they say that in their privacy statement that they don't sell your information, and that may be true. They may not sell it to third parties, but they use it when they sell information to advertisers. And the more information they have about you and your friends and your connections, the more they can target a given market for advertisers, and the more they can charge their advertisers. So they want to know as much about you and your connections as possible, which is why the default setting is public. If you go in here, you can set it to friends. And for your personal page, I highly recommend that your personal page settings is set to friends. Now, your business pages or Facebook pages that you can have as sort of a subcategory for your private page or your personal page, you can adjust those settings independently. So you can set your work or your private or your business entity, if you have a side job or a side business or something, for example, that you promote, you can set that to public, but I recommend keeping your personal information for friends only, as it's called. Okay, and you can run that little privacy checkup, and it'll kind of tell you, run you through those basic options. One thing that you need to know is that when you update Facebook, it will often go back to the default settings. So every time you update your Facebook app on your phone or your tablet, it's going to go back to the default settings potentially. You need to double check it every once in a while and make sure that you're still set to friends only if that's your goal or your intent. Okay, so just be aware that you need to check on it periodically. It's not just something you do once and forget about. Now, down at the bottom of that little drop-down menu is an option that says See More Settings, and that went by kind of fast. So if you take a look right above me here at her little outstretched hands, you'll see more privacy and settings, and that's where excuse me, that's where you can get to more privacy and timeline and tagging menus. Let's look specifically here at the timeline and tagging settings. Who can post on your timeline? So timeline is what Facebook calls your wall posts, all the things that you can put out there for the world to see. And as you can see, mine is set to friends only. And to review posts that my friends tag me in, I have that turned on. And that's really good, because if one of my friends, takes a picture of me, doing something goofy, and then they want to tag me in it and post it to their Facebook page, I don't necessarily want the whole world to see me doing all the goofy stuff that maybe I do outside of work, right? And so, let's hope we're not all drones and we don't all act like robots when we're not at work. However, you don't want that to appear maybe out there in the social media universe. So you can edit anything that people would tag you in and prevent it from showing up on at least your timeline. Now, You can review what other people see on your timeline. You can see posts that you've been tagged in on your timeline, or decide who can see posts that you've been tagged in, and who can see what other people put on your timeline. Review tags that people add to your own posts. I would not let anybody tag my posts without me reviewing it. And then you can actually set up a measure to prevent other people from tagging you in their posts. So if they have a picture of you, if you have it set so that you can't be tagged, then they'll try to tag you, but your name just simply won't appear as an option. So that's always a good thing, if you can prevent yourself from being tagged in other people's timeline posts. Now, if you want to allow your friends to tag you, just make sure you turn on review posts so you can see what they're tagging you in, and make sure it's not something that compromises your professionalism. Under the security setting on the left up there, and this is one that same area, instead of general or privacy or timeline tagging, we're looking at the security tab. Down at the very bottom of the security tab is an area where you can deactivate your account. So if you, after watching this, decide, you know what, I don't want any social media presence, I'm just going to deactivate my account, that's where you do it. You can click right there and it'll turn off your Facebook page. So let's do a quick Facebook review. Let's talk about your privacy settings button. Where is it located? If you said the upper right hand corner, right up here, there's a little white padlock, you would be correct. Now, by default, what is the default setting or option for who can view your posts? And you have two options. I'll give you a hint. It's either public or friends. And if you guessed public, you are correct. Facebook, by default, makes it so that the whole public can see everything. What settings can you change under the timeline and tagging option? And if you said timeline and tagging options, you're cheating, but you would be correct. That's right. You can adjust who can post things to your timeline, and who can tag you in posts on your timeline and on theirs. So you probably want to reduce that, or at least set it up for your review prior to posting. And in number 4 here, which tab in the privacy setting page allows you to deactivate your account? And if you said the security page, I think that would be right. I've completely forgotten right now, but I do believe it's under the security tab. You can deactivate your account. It might be the account page. No, I'm going to have to go back and check. Thank you for watching the Facebook segment here, and hope it was informative for you. If you're an old person like me using Facebook still, it's always nice to have the option to lock things down. Come back for our next segment, and we will be looking at Twitter. So if you're all wondering what Twitter's all about, or if you're wondering how to lock down your privacy settings a little bit, come back and see us there. Thanks.